Hi, my name is Carol, and this is my daughter Rachel. And our journey with scoliosis started about 2 years ago, and Rachel was diagnosed with a curve, and she had about it was an S curve, or what do you call that? It was about 21 degrees on the top, and I believe about 27 on the bottom when we started. We went to a doctor, and they, over the process, got us to where they decided to put her into a hard brace, a TLSO brace. And that wasn't real fun for Rachel. She was supposed to be in it for 22 and a half hours a day.
Yeah, I only had like an hour and a half out of it, and it was very hot. Like, we live in California, so it's hot. And I messed up the muscles in my back to where I couldn't jump on a trampoline without my back hurting. So.
It kind of weakened her muscles, basically. And of course, the purpose of that brace was just to keep it from getting any worse. There wasn't any hope of improving her curvature. So I went on the internet and did some research and came across Scoliosis Systems, and did some research, made some phone calls, called my insurance, and we decided to kind of whether insurance would go for it or not. We felt like this was the best thing that we could do for her, and so we made an appointment, and they braced her in the spine core brace, and that happened right before we went to Hawaii, and we were really happy because we thought she would have never made it in the hard brace in Hawaii because of the humidity, and that would have been very miserable. And
it's hard to do anything physical in the hard one because you can't really move.
And so this gave her a lot more flexibility. Nobody really even knows that she has it on most of the time. I just talked to one of her teachers at school. She's been had been there the whole first semester, her drama teacher, and when we had a teacher's night, he was astounded to find out that she was in any type of brace at all. He would never guess that she had scoliosis. And so her...
one of my friends that I've had for like 2 years just realized a couple weeks ago that I had a back brace, so that was fun.
I said, where have you been? Also, so her curvature has actually decreased quite a bit on the top. I think the last visit we had, it was down to 14 on the top curve, and the bottom curve had got better. It had kind of went back to the original, but again, we were just looking for something to keep the curve from getting worse, and we've actually got some benefit, which has been great, and it has been so much more comfortable and great to use. And so we just got they restrapped her differently this time, and we've seen, I think, some improvement this time in the last 3 months. So we're just looking forward to maybe even getting better as we go along before this is all over. You have anything else to share?
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people watching this?
When I approached, we were going to, I don't know if I should mention the hospital.
No, it's okay.
The University of UC Davis in Sacramento, and we were going to the head of the department there, being treated. And when I approached him about spine core, they kind of said, "Oh, yeah, we've heard of that, but I'm not going to do that. Like, I know this works." And it was like they weren't even open to any new technology. And one insurance person kind of told me, basically, you have to let that generation die out before anybody's willing to accept any new ideas, basically. And so it was like I was frustrated in that they wouldn't even look into it, or that wasn't even a possibility. So we finally decided we just needed to step out there and take matters into our own hands and take this risk. And it has been we've been extremely happy that this is the direction we went, and it's been good for her. She's been very happy.
That's great. What was the first visit like for you in terms of what happened that day? And were you nervous about it when you came in, or?
A little bit. But we had talked to some people who were in the waiting room also that already had the brace, and they had liked it and were doing good. So
And she was actually, that girl had, we talked about what her curves was, and they had improved, and she was actually in the process of weaning out of the brace and doing quite well. So that kind of relieved us a little bit. It was kind of a long day, the first visit. It was a lot going on. We spent a lot of time. But we were glad that they took the time, and the Dr. Dutchman and Dr. Lamasha have been just really great and very attentive. And if we had any questions, we were able to call their office and get personal help, so we appreciate that.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to add something else. Rachel had the hard brace, and kind of the whole point of the hard brace is just to keep things from getting better. But in doing so, when you're in that hard brace and it supports you like that, it really was weakening her muscles. And even after 6 months, she had mentioned she had taken it off to bounce on a trampoline, and she just felt like she couldn't control. She didn't have the strength in her muscles to control it. And I thought that's really scary, because I thought your muscles are just what's the word?
Core muscles?
No, the atrophy.
Oh.
It's like muscle atrophy. So with the spine core, it's like you've got exercises you're doing. It's like the whole concept is different. It's dynamic. It's strengthening those muscles to help support the spine, rather than just letting them loose and just trying to hold them with, with plastic. So anyway, it's been really great. I just really agree with that philosophy, and so we're really happy with it.
Great, thank you.